introduction.
Awesome. Okay, so I think we're live. So great reaction. So welcome all to our weekly Acknowledging Our Elders, a weekly plant chat. My name is Nathan Hunter. I'm with the Bronx River Alliance, and today Journey and I are joined with Myra Bimwala. Journey and Myra, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
My name is Maya. I am 8 years old, turning 9, and my favorite color is purple. What else do I need? What else do I need?
That is perfect.
Guys, I am Journey Bimwala, and I am part of Friends of Concrete Plant Park, co-chair of the Foodway, as an educator. Welcome, guys.
I prefer staying home
And-
more than leaving the house.
Okay.
There we go. And today you're playing mom on screen. So I want to acknowledge that important job as well, that important role. But Myra, today you are the focus. And I'm really excited to have a moment to be able to chat with you. I look at you as one of our leading foragers. You have been independently, but also with your mom and with others, foraging at the Foodway and other spaces along the Bronx River and around the Bronx, I'm sure. But today we're going to talk about a special plant. What's up?
I'm not an only child.
You are not an only child. Thank you for acknowledging that. You have
Multiple
siblings.
sisters and a brother. One brother. Just one.
Yes, and I'm lucky enough to know Ray, and I've met your sisters. You've got a great group, a great family going on, and it's great to be with you all at the Foodway every now and then. But Myra, today we're coming together to talk about a specific plant, right? You want to introduce to the audience what plant we're going to talk about today?
We are talking about Melissa Officinalis, otherwise known as Lemon Balm.
There we go. And you know what? You said it so beautifully. I'm just going to pull up a little presentation, which has the beautiful name that you just announced, Melissa Officinalis. So people can also read, because sometimes, it's really helpful to be reading things as well as hearing. So do you want to say that name one more time now that we have the
Melissa
name
Officinalis.
written out?
Say sorry.
Melissa
Perfect.
Officinalis.
Yes. And we have learned that this plant is part of the mint family. So tell us why you chose.
Family.
Oh,
Tell us why you chose this plant. Yes,
Tell us
exactly.
why you chose this plant.
I chose it because it smells good, and when I was younger, I was playing in the park or somewhere else, and I had a lot of mosquito bites, so I asked my mom, what do I do to get rid of the mosquito bites? She said, let's go find some lemon balm. I asked her if this is what lemon balm looks like. She said yes, and she rubbed it on my skin.
Just like that.
Not that hard.
That-
Did it help
If
you?
Myra can do it, anyone can do it.
It doesn't do it right away, but it does help.
Yeah. Can you tell me what the plant looks like? We have some images in front of us, but you're also holding the plant in your hands. Do you want to
Yeah.
describe it to the audience?
Can you describe it?
Plant.
Describe the plant. What does it look like?
It reminds me of an oval
Okay.
because of the leaf shape
Okay.
and the
What about the
square
stem?
square stem,
Okay.
and
What else do you see on
I see tiny little. I
Those
see
are
tiny hairs. I see tiny hairs on them. That is what I see.
Yeah, so what's another way
Yes.
of identifying it? Like, if you were to see this, how would you know it's lemon balm?
By the smell.
How would you smell it?
You would crush it up.
How do you do that? Show people how you do it.
The stem is not needed.
And then what you do after that?
You smell it. And if it smells like a lemon, it's lemon balm. If it does not, it is not lemon balm.
Those are great traits you pointed out, right? I heard you say a square stem, which is an indicator of a mint. It's relative to the mint family. So that's one way you can identify the plant. I love that. And then you also mentioned the plant is hairy, right?
Yes, it does
It
have
has hairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look really closely. It does.
What are those? Can you feel the hairs? Is there texture to it?
When you
I
touch it, can you feel it?
feel nothing. I feel nothing but stem.
Okay. So these are definitely just soft hairs. They're nothing spiky. You don't feel itchy after touching it, right?
No.
Okay. Because I think about another plant that kind of looks like this, stinging nettle, which also has hairs, and I think might even have a square stem.
I've touched those before and it stings. It stings my thumb. But it not sting very bad. It sting my thumb though.
See, that's what happens when you tell children, hey, be careful, stinging nettle, it's gonna hurt. And
that
then
makes me want to touch it.
they want to believe me, so well, you go
want
ahead and you
to
touch it. Well, learn one way. Then she went ahead and touched it. Now she knows.
It's not that bad. It's not just like, the pain, it settles. Not that bad.
Well, fortunately, lemon balm does not sting us. And actually, what you told us is that it can actually help with itchy skin, right? Like a mosquito bite in particular. So it has some special powers, right? So some of the other things I see in some of the images I brought up are some flowers. Does the plant that you have in your hand have any flowers, or the plant growing in your house?
I haven't seen any flowers. Well, I just seen this, but I think my mom has probably.
Yeah, it does. It goes into when it goes into flower. The flowers are just like in the picture, very small.
What is this yellow?
And actually, oh, so the yellow thing that you see in this image is actually the seed, I believe. I think this is an image that includes both the flower and the seed.
Yeah.
So we know that flowers will ultimately turn into seeds. Flowers are there just to attract the pollinators, right? So these are just some images just to kind of understand, like, what are the parts of a plant, right? And how do we identify this plant? But you were really awesome, and you gave us some images of the plant itself growing in your house. So I'm going to turn to those images because I think they look really cool. So these were the images that you shared with me earlier this week. Do you want to tell me about the lemon balm you're growing?
It's lemon balm.
What do you do?
My brother mainly waters it.
Okay.
I fill out that part. I water it sometimes. My brother mainly does that.
Is it a thirsty plant? Does it like water? Do you know?
I don't know. My mother probably knows that because she was with the
It's okay if you don't know.
No,
we're learning together.
Good plant. Well, it's a mint, right? And just like any other, just like any other mint, it is really easy to take care of. I like plants that if, God forbid, I need to neglect them for a while, they will survive and make it on their own. And lemon balm to me is one of those plants. If I forget to water it, even if it starts to die off a little bit, it will come back. So it does need water, but it's very resilient. It's a resilient plant, and it will spread.
That's great. Do you have a lot of sunlight where this is growing? Does it need a lot of light?
Yeah, it's actually about the windowsill. Initially when we planted it 2 years ago, it was a lot. It was outside, but then the squirrels you know, they started messing with the pot, so we had to bring it back in. The squirrels, I'm telling you.
Sometimes you gotta adjust, right? Because too many people want that desired plant.
One of my mom's plants.
Yes.
They made a nest.
Yeah, they did make a nest. Now, lemon balm, Myra uses it that way when it comes to mosquitoes. Like that's how she likes to use it. But another what?
When for my rash, you also use lemon balm tincture.
Yes.
Forgot about that part.
Okay.
And lemon balm tea.
Yes. Like she said, for her rash, sometimes when she have rash or even eczema and it's itching and it's bothering her, I will use the tincture on it because lemon balm does have antibacterial properties to it. It's a nervine, so it's really good for the nervous system. It's really good. It's also an antiviral, so it's also good for viruses. One of the things that is really good for and very useful, right? Any herpes simplex, lemon balm is a really, really great one to have. If you have breakout, you can use it. You can use the tincture or the oil, or even just crush the leaves and then put it on it, and it will help.
It is edible.
Yes, it's edible.
It is not poisonous.
If you're nervous, if you're dealing with any kind of even anxiety, right? A cup of lemon balm, will really help to lift your spirit up. It tastes good, so it's not one where you're not gonna like the taste of it.
It's not really bitter.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
But I will tell you guys this too. When you do make it, unfortunately, lemon balm is one of those plants, because some plants is better dry, right, than fresh. Lemon balm, I found it to be better fresh than dry, right? If you have it dry, you can still use it, but you get its full effect when it is fresh because it has a lot of volatile oil, and those are readily available when it's fresh. But once it starts to dry off, those volatile oil tend to kind of go away a little bit, the amount diminishes over time. So
I love that. And, Myra, I'm really curious, you mentioned earlier you were ripping it up and you were smelling it. And, I have had personal experiences with lemon balm too, and I love it because it makes me very relaxed. And I'm curious, like when you smell lemon balm, what is the feeling that you feel?
Happy.
You feel happy?
Nice.
You feel what?
I feel happy. I feel nice.
Oh, okay.
That's great. That's what I love to hear because I think that's a very common thing. Like I think of a lot of people who, when you go to the foodway, you can find lemon balm growing below the pear trees. And it's really nice some days if you have a bad odor, maybe there's a smell in the neighborhood or something, and you just take a moment to smell some lemon balm or even put it inside your mask, and you're just like immediately uplifted. I love that.
Yes, putting it inside the mask to combat the bad breath that you have to deal with.
We're not even gonna call people out. We're just gonna offer solutions here.
But no, it's very true. Like I know for me, when I have those days and I feel down, sometimes it's just a matter of just picking it up, crushing it, and just that smell. That smell alone, I was like, oh, I can just fixate myself on that smell and being that good feel for that time. So it's definitely a good lift your spirit up scent.
I agree. Now, Myra, you have some people following. There's some people who are watching right now, and they have some questions. One person, so people are really excited that you're growing this in your home. It's really exciting to think about growing food in your house. But people are wondering, like, if you didn't have lemon balm growing in your house with that easy access, where would you go to find lemon balm? Or where could you?
Pumpkin Plant Park. It has a lot. It has a lot. That's where my mom got them. Go to Pumpkin Plant Park.
There we go. So the Foodway is where you also go. Okay, so the Foodway is where you go. Do you know of any other spots people could maybe find some lemon balm?
My food sometimes.
Yes, I do. Do you know any other place that you can get lemon balm outside of country?
There's another park I believe you can get it from, but I forgot the name of it.
Central Park. has it.
Yes.
Central Park has it too. And sometimes in our neighborhood, just walking down the street, you might run into some lemon balm. And that's typically from, I think it's people growing it in their backyard. And then because it's cement, it's going to find its way to the sidewalk. It's like, other people need me.
I appreciate that. Also, because if you're like running through the city, you're having a stressful day and maybe you need to relax, right? So you can like just know that in your neighborhood there's maybe some sources of lemon balm to just take a lemon balm moment, right? And relax. I appreciate that.
Sometimes we'll put this like a piece like this in a Ziploc bag, and having those moments, lemon balm is readily, whether it's just to smell it, to kind of lift us up, or if there's a mosquito attack, it works so fast. For me, it works really fast. You crush it, you rub it on, the itchiness stops, and it's like, oh my God, I don't feel anything anymore. Right?
The herbalist words. It doesn't go that bad for me, but it helps.
Well, that's what we like to hear. We like to uplift solutions.
Yeah.
Well, I think, this has been a really awesome time kind of talking with you, Myra, and also hearing how you use lemon balm and sharing with all these guests. Someone just mentioned we all just need to stop and smell the lemon balm, right? Let's switch from roses and start smelling lemon balm. I like that.
Yes. Smell lemon balm. Yes, I agree with that one 1,000%.
Why do I see in movies people smell roses and stuff? And then why not lemon balm? It actually smells nice.
Right?
Nice.
Let's change it, right? Like let's change that phrasing. And let's maybe also like increase the abundance or like increase the amount of lemon balm in our neighborhoods, right?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like a way to actually relax or soothe any anxiety you might have.
Mommy, can you use lemon balm roots?
Good question. Now, for lemon balm, the parts that you use is the upper part of the plant, right? Like the parts that are above the ground, that's the part you use lemon balm for. You don't use the roots.
Okay, so you can't use the roots.
But that's a good question.
That is a good question, and it makes me think about like this image that I have in the top left here. Like if we were to take a little cutting of lemon balm, or if you in your house were willing to share your lemon balm with others, right? You could cut a little bit and propagate it.
Yep, like this one, and just put it in the water.
It's so easy. I love that.
Because it's such an easy one to grow, it's a must. I'm telling you, it's a must one to have in your garden, because you can use it for so many things, So whether it's topical, whether it's for your nervous system, your nerves, an infection, lemon balm is awesome. I love it.
Well, I appreciate that you brought it to the Foodway because you actually contributed that plant to the Foodway, and now it has really taken over a nice area so that Myra, myself, you, everyone on the Zoom call can go out and actually experience it this spring when the park reopens. So I'm so excited, and I know the younger leaves are going to be just like really sweet and cute as they emerge from the ground, and so we'll be able to find them and enjoy some lemon balm tea this spring.
Hopefully we'll have a nice bigger patch of lemon balm this year. I know it already started spreading itself.
Mommy, is it bad for white bugs to be getting on lemon balm like any plant?
Well, it's not bad for them because they are eating. The white flies that get on the plants. That's what she's talking about.
I'm confused. Does the lemon balm eat the bugs? I'm confused.
No, the lemon balm does not eat the bug.
So how does it good for it?
For the plant, for the bug, it feeds off of it.
No, I'm asking, is it good for the plant? Not is it good for the bugs?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, they work together.
How?
They work together because just like how we use the plant, right? The plant helps us. like you with your itchiness and the mosquito and your rash, the plant was helping you, but in order for you to have use of that plant, you had to take pieces of the plant, right? Mm-hmm. So that's working together. So the plant doesn't just help us, it also helps other bugs, other living things get to have the pieces of the plant too.
What does the plant get in return?
What does the plant get in return? Good. Well, from us, right, we have to make sure that we don't take too much of it. We leave enough for it to continue to grow. Make sure to keep the area clean, so no littering, right? Not to put anything that could harm the plant in that space. That's how we can give back to the plant. What do you think, Nathan?
Yeah, Myra, I think this is a brilliant question you brought up, because I sometimes wonder, when bad things happen to plants, why does it happen, right? Like, why it's so sometimes it's really sad to see an insect just devouring a plant we love. But what I have to remind myself is that part of creating balance in nature is always having something to take the sick plants or the plants that are not doing well and can actually lead to disease or harming the other plants. Those insects actually end up first attacking those sick or the plants that are diseased because they're the most vulnerable. And so those plants end up getting removed from the garden, and that protects all the other plants. And actually, often plants are communicating, believe it or not, where they're actually warning their neighbors that there's an insect coming around and they should protect themselves. So some species, I don't know about lemon balm, but some species will actually create chemicals that actually warn other plants. So like trees do this, where they will actually release a chemical in the air and the other trees will sense it and they will build a defense system that prevents insects from killing them.
The stench that the tree makes, does that smell bad? That is the question. It's a toxic disease. That is my question.
That is the $1 million question, Myra. Is that the bad smell we get in the spring, right? When all the pollen drops are is that connected? I don't think so, but who knows, right? And I think that's an area of research that maybe when you get older, you could even dive into, right? And try to figure out some of these answers.
Hopefully it's not the weird stench that I smell. Hopefully.
I don't think that was that. I don't think that's that.
Well, Myra,
we don't know. So
you're right. We don't know.
Good point. Which is why we have to learn, right? We have to do more research. So I appreciate, Myra, you sharing your wisdom with us and all your considerations about lemon balm. Before we head out, before we finish up, do you have any final words or anything you want to tell folks who are watching?
I don't know.
No pressure.
Goodbye.
Perfect. Well, Myra said it. Journey, do you have any closing words before we say goodbye?
Yes, continue to come and every Thursday, and take part so that we have so many other people coming to share their relationship with the plants, and it gives us a chance to learn more and have something to look forward to when spring gets here. So join us every Thursday.
I love it. Yes, we'll see you this Thursday with Saudea Brownlee.
What did you say?
Do not be mean to plants.
She said, do not be mean to plants.
It will hurt them, literally. It will literally hurt them.
Yes.
They won't be able to grow. It will literally hurt them.
Thank you, Myra, for that important reminder. We should be kind to each other as much as we are kind to our plants, right?
Yes.
But I just want to shout out that we will be with Saudea Brownlee next Thursday, and we'll be talking about life everlasting and her family tradition and the tradition of the Gullah people and using this incredible herb. So, Myra, Journey, it's been really great chatting with you this morning, and I hope the rest of your afternoon goes great.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
There you go.